Hi. This is a presentation of the Total Cost of Ownership tool, a tool that will assist you to select the best product, securing the lowest cost of ownership. But to start with, let's get some basic information about pipes. In the tool you will often see 12 different choices of pipes. Pair of pipes. Twin pipes. Both the pair of pipes and the twin pipes can be with, or without, a diffusion barrier. Summing up to a total of 12 different choices. Let's have a look at the tool. Go to our homepage and find the tools. Select TCO Tool and you will see this sign-in screen. Select Register to create a new user, enter your contact information and press Register. You will need to accept the terms of use before you can send the registration. You will receive an email shortly after with a link to verify that it is you who wants to set up a user for the TCO tool. You will get direct access to the TCO tool. All projects start with entering of the basic data, design data, TCO calculation data and CO2 emission data. It is important that you take the opportunity to use your own data to create a calculation that corresponds to your projects. The possible choices of pipe systems will depend on the actual temperatures and pressure. In the design input column, you will adjust settings according to your own data for temperatures for flow and return, soil, days in operation, pressure, and soil cover. If you need explanations to any fields, push the I icon to get more information. In the TCO calculation data column, you will need to enter all information needed to calculate the financial part of the calculation. It's especially important to enter how many years you want to calculate the TCO for, and adjust the energy price. You will find drop-down menus to select available currencies and energy units. When it comes to CO2 emission data, you will find a selection of predefined fuel types and emission per terajoule. You can also choose the custom fuel type if you use a mix of fuel types and need to enter this emission value manually. If you want to include the CO2 quote fee in the calculation, this is also possible. Use the toggle button to activate and enter your CO2 quote price. Often you will calculate the quote fee for a shorter period than the TCO calculation covers, so you can enter the number of years to include CO2 quote fees here. Once you have entered all these calculation basics, it's time to define your project. You make your list of project pipes simply by adding them in the pipe selector for bonded pipe system. Add length of the trench in meters for each dimension you want to include. For flex pipes you need to define which media pipe type you need. The drop-down menu will only show media pipe types that are available according to the temperature and pressure that you have entered in design data column. You can only select one media pipe type per project, but a list of several dimensions can be included. For this project we will only include a number of small bonded pipes. Once the list of pipes is complete for both bonded pipes and flex pipes, push the red Calculate TCO button. You will find the results of the calculation below. Before you investigate your results, you might want to save your project as a favorite that you can return to. You have an option to save this list of pipes together with all data from the input field. Push the button Favorite next to the Calculate TCO button and give the project a name. You can see the name of the favorite you are working with at the top of the screen. You will be able to find your favorites again in the Favorites section and be able to reactivate it by clicking the link. This will re-enter all input data and the list of pipes, and you can push Calculate TCO again to make the calculation. The results of the TCO calculation will show you all options, up to 12, and highlight the most optimal solution considering the input data you have entered. The results for bonded pipe system are split by dimensions, so you will see either one or two groups with the same chart type, one group for dimensions DN20 to DN200 and another group for DN250 to DN500. This is due to different production methods and insulation properties and enables a form of hybrid total solution to get the most optimal calculation. We will keep this project simple and just continue with one group of bonded pipes. You will see the options in each group divided into subgroups to reflect the different insulation series, production methods and the lambda values for each subgroup. You can hover over each stacked bar in the chart to see the value of the different parts that contribute to the total cost. You will also find a pie chart that reflects the split of the three main cost areas that contribute to the total investment cost for your project: pipe material, trench excavation and pipe installation. You will probably know what your expected split normally is for similar projects, so you can compare this to the pie chart. If the pie chart does not match your expected split, you can use the sliders above to adjust their influence on the calculation. You will find 4 sliders for pipe material, trench excavation, pipe installation and energy price. With these sliders, you can adjust your calculation even more. The basic calculation is by default set to an average type of project. For example, if your project is in a city center, you might need to adjust the trench excavation slider to a more difficult level, thus giving it a larger percentage of the total project cost. Or, you might need to see what effect a rise in energy price will have on the calculations. You will see the effect of moving the sliders in both the stacked bar chart and the pie chart. The adjustment of the sliders affects all groups, so only one set of sliders is present. You can open or close the sections below the TCO calculation charts by using the plus and minus options to the left. In this section you will find the calculation of energy loss for the first year. You will find a chart for each group that is present in the TCO calculation result in the following sections. The chart shows the savings in energy loss as insulation properties get better compared to the option with the highest energy loss. You can read the energy loss in your selected energy unit by hovering over the green part of the bars. Here, we look at CO2 emissions. You read the charts for CO2 emission savings in the same way as for the energy loss. Savings in CO2 emission will increase as insulation properties get better. The values are summarized for all years. This section Compare Two Systems will give you the chance to compare, for example, the optimal options suggested in the TCO calculation to the type of pipes you would normally choose. You can make different scenarios and compare the TCO cost for a pair of pipe solution to a twin pipe solution, or compare different insulation series. It is possible to shift between the budget prices that the system will take from the TCO calculation to a set of manually entered prices. With the 2 selected options, you can go a little deeper into detail and have a look at return on investment, unit prices per meter trench and CapEx/OpEx calculations. The return on investment charts will, on a comparison between 2 projects, show the simple payback time for the higher investment in a system with better insulation properties. The chart shows the total investment year 0 and adds the cost for energy loss and CO2 quote fees per year for the period you have chosen for the TCO calculation. The simple payback time for the optimal solution is where the 2 lines intersect. If you prefer to compare 2 systems by looking at the unit price per meter trench, you will find the needed information here, shown both as a total unit price but also split into the 3 cost groups. The CapEx pie charts will highlight the investment costs for the 2 systems you are comparing, split in the 3 cost groups: pipe material, trench excavation, and pipe installation. This pie chart is only for investment comparison. The OpEx pie charts will show the investment costs and further include the operational costs, energy loss and CO2 quote fee. As you can see, all subsections under the Compare Two Systems section gives you a variety of options to look at the TCO calculation in the way you prefer. This tool also provides a function to create a report. Since it is very likely that you will need to share your TCO calculation and comparisons with several stakeholders, we have made it easy to customize the result in a report in PDF format. Please note that you need to save your project as a favorite before making a report if you want the opportunity to return to it. When you go back to calculations after printing the report, the tool will clear all data and reset, ready to calculate a new project. We hope you have found this presentation of the TCO tool interesting and that it will help you to select the optimal pipe system with the lowest total cost of ownership.